Hi guys, I'm Zach Sykes with Homestead & Co. And today I wanted to answer the question, what are closing costs? Well guys, we always get the question, what are closing costs? Buyers ask us, sellers ask us what costs are associated with the purchase, right? A lot of times consumers forget about the closing costs. They only think about the down payment. And yet there are additional costs that go into purchasing the property outside and above the down payment. That's what we would consider a closing cost. So I wanted to give you a great breakdown or a good example of what those may be. So if you see on my screen here, I've got our calculator pulled up for a conventional loan. Let's pretend that the home purchase price is going to be $250,000. Let's pretend that we're going to put 10% down with an interest rate of 4.99. Let's pretend it's also going to be a 30-year loan. I've got prorations or estimates for hazard insurance or taxes, or that's homeowners insurance and taxes, right? And I'm going to go ahead and compute this out. So that's going to give us this great estimate of closing cost here. Okay, so the first thing I want to look at are these three pieces right here. The down payment is the first one. So if we're doing 10% down, the down payment would be $250,000. Your prepaids would be $4,600. Your fixed costs would be $2,776, right? So all together, the buyer would have to bring to closing the down payment plus these closing costs, unless otherwise negotiated in the offer. So what are those closing costs, and why does the buyer have to pay them? There's two sets of closing costs. One is the prepaid costs and the fixed costs. Your prepaid costs are costs that you're going to incur, the buyer would incur after closing. Now those are things like homeowners insurance and taxes. So the insurance is paid for the entire year before closing. Every year you pay insurance for the entire year, for the entire next year. That has to be prepaid. So we're going to collect 12 months of insurance up front to pay the insurance. They're also going to collect another 2 to 4 months of insurance and taxes to set up a minimum balance in your escrow account. Now, your escrow account is what your mortgage company is going to use to pay your insurance and taxes every year when they come due. The next set of fees in here are title fees. These are things like title policy, closing fee, attorney exam, gap coverage, and service fee, and closing protection letter. Those are things to help facilitate the closing of the property, make sure everybody's square at the end of the day, and also protects you or protects the buyer in case there's any liens or any encroachments on the property that were incurred or happened before purchase of the property. The next set of fees on here will be lender fees. There'll be a survey to make sure there's no encroachments, any origination fees for the lender, and a pest inspection. Typically, we always recommend people do a termite inspection or pest inspection to make sure there are no wood-destroying organisms, as well as a general inspection. The general inspection takes a look at the house to make sure everything is in great shape. Not mentioned on this sheet here is also the appraisal, which is typically a lender requirement. That's anywhere between $400 and $500. It's going to make sure that the house is worth what we're paying for it. So guys, all of these are costs that are incurred with the purchase of the house. So if the buyer was not buying the house, these fees would not have to be paid. That's why these are buyer closing costs. Guys, I'm Zach Sykes with Homestead & Co. And thanks for watching.